could speak a little bit about that, about your use of vibrato, if you haven't had any kind of specific idea in mind that, you know, perhaps when you were...
Even, you mean talking even with pizzicato, vibrato?
Yeah, just the way that you play the notes, it's got, you know, the way that you vibrate on the notes. And
That's interesting. Well, I would have to say that maybe it comes from a singing, trying to make a singing quality on the instrument, you know, because I don't know, that's what we're doing when we're playing a solo anyway. We're singing a melody that we hear through the instrument. I mean, that, to me, that's the conception. I don't have, you know, and so that's where it starts.
Yeah.
I guess depends on what I'm doing, but the lower the note, you can't. I never really liked that. I didn't like a fast vibrato, so I'm more of a slow kind of. But sometimes I'll just, instead of a classical thing where you just rotate your finger on the string, I actually slide.
It's all of those articulations. It's sliding from the D sharp to the E just then, you know.
You know, that's what you're referring to?
Absolutely.
So, yeah, that, and then playing with a legato sound, you don't pluck every note, so you're slurring.
Yeah, there's a lot of space left by the right hand that you're filling, you know, and you're articulating the notes with your left hand. Yeah.
When I was younger, even with Bill, I think I probably plucked almost every note. I mean, this has been a gradual development, you know. It didn't, so you can practice your scales like that, just hammering the note. And this is an important thing that I wanted to remember to tell everyone, is that time, I had this light bulb moment a while back, years ago, when I realized that my sense of time is in both hands. Your sense of time is in articulating time with both hands. You know, I used to think, I used to play as if the right hand was the timekeeper.
Yes.
And this is just, this is just where you stop the note to make a different tone. But in fact, you're playing rhythm with your left hand too. Like it's a piano almost, you know. A student at North Texas, a friend of mine, he was a jazz player. He came to school to play jazz. And I said, Bob, his name was Bob Bowman. Bob, show me how you do that thing with your left hand, you know. Because he was pulling off and doing articulations with his left hand that were really cool.
It's not like you're just lifting away, it's like you are articulating that note.
Yeah, you're pulling it to pull off. You're already implying the triplet, you know, in the beat. You're making little accents and things, you know, like.
I definitely, you
like
hear
a ride
that.
cymbal, yeah.
You hear that straight away in your playing, Mark.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that is Absolutely beautiful. I've got a lot more than I'd like to talk to you about, but I think, oh, one last thing before we go, because we've been talking about an artist, I mentioned this to you earlier on, that I thought Kevin Johnson from No Treble asked you a great question about the final chord that you play in Nardis on Overpass. I wonder if you could remember what that chord is and play it for us now.
Yeah, sure.
Because it's just such a dark sound.
Well,
it sounds crazy on the record.
Yeah, it does.
I mean, couldn't figure it out.
It sounds bigger on the record than it does on just about any other bass I can play it on. But since it was that's a great bass. But the fingering, it's an E minor 9.
Yeah.
So basically, it's the open G, F sharp here on the D string, the 5th, the B, and then the low open E.
I think it's the F sharp G clang that really gets it. It's really basically pop. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
It's a really dramatic statement to finish it. I love that. That's the 9. Cool. Well, Mark, we'll take a bit of a breather there. We'll come back to it. And thanks so much for playing. It's been absolutely awesome just to kind of hear you up close. It really sounds terrific. Thank you.